This is the Blitz Breakdown.
What is going on, everyone? Hope you are having a terrific day. High school football season here, week 1 in the books, and we've got something new for you. You remember Ruby Tuesday? It was fun. It was an experiment. People loved it. Well, now we got something bigger and better. It's the Blitz Breakdown, a weekly show focused on high school sports around Rhode Island, taking place at WPRI. I'm here. My guy JP Smollins joining me for week 1. We're going to talk about the games. It was a busy weekend. JP, you had fun this weekend?
Yes, I had a lot of fun. It was good to see football back in swing and a lot of intriguing performances. I read a lot of your previews in the paper coming up to it, so it's nice to actually see the kids out there in person.
Yeah, it's always fun when you. My favorite part of week 1, though, week 1 cramps, cramping. Kids got to learn how to hydrate ahead of time, but you don't learn that till you get to be our age, right?
Exactly right. Yes.
Well, the big story for me for this week. Yep. It was all these new things happening, new season, new look, and I don't think there was a bigger story this week than Pawtucket football making its debut. We had Shea, we had Tolman. These programs have been around forever. Shea started playing in 1941 before it became Shea in 1977. Tolman started playing as a program in 1932, became Pawtucket East in 1941. Tolman in 1955. 10 titles between the two schools. Now, one team. They showed up. Played Moses Brown, struggled a bit, got to the field late, but ended up winning the game. JP, you've been around this market for a while. What was kind of your take when you heard the program was coming? What kind of things did you expect from this program with now the two schools being one?
Well, I think it all just made the most sense, right? They've been rivals for a long time, but coming together. I mean, when you think about Division I football, there's always teams kind of coming up, coming down. So to have one Pawtucket team that I think in the next few years is going to be able to compete for a Super Bowl championship in Division I makes all the sense in the world.
Yeah, we had some hiccups to start the year. The bus showed up a little bit late. There's been busing issues everywhere. Right. Busing issues with this one. I think they got to the field. I was there myself. Bill Koch was there covering it for the Providence Journal. Got there about 11:50. They got the game rolling, and you talk to Coach Jason DeLawrence. He always talks about Pawtucket doing Pawtucket things. They started a little bit slow. Penalties piled up, but then they got going. And I think what we saw, the biggest thing for me that I saw from that was their depth. They were able to stay energized. And JP, I tried to play football. I stunk at it. You played football at a high level.
Yeah.
I mean, how important is depth, especially when you're in the second half of a football game on a warm day in September?
Well, that's the start, right? Because you've been prepping for that, and then you finally get out on the field, and you need that depth. And I think both teams sort of struggle with that. They would have like good starts, and then maybe lose a couple of people along the way, and then before you know it, things kind of get off the rails. So having that depth, having at every position now for them is going to be a huge factor going forward. And in Division II, I don't know. I don't know if we pick any favorites here early, but I would give them a pretty good shot to be a contender in the postseason.
You would think they would be, and we saw why. They struggled defending the big play. Eric Jeffries had a huge game for Moses Brown. It's a lot of just short pitch and catch and go, and these kids were making plays. But what stood out for me in this game, just being there, seeing it in person, was Pawtucket's ability to run the football, especially in that second half, and I think that's where that depth comes. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think people would be shocked to hear this. JP Smollins was a lineman. Like you get your legs about you, you can start pushing teams around a little bit.
Yeah, that's the fun part being an offensive lineman, when you start to get that push and making moves, and you're just chewing up clock, and you're just controlling the football game, and that's a cool thing to have when it's going well.
Yeah, kind of a wild game for Angel Lopes at quarterback. Threw a touchdown pass, I think it was the first drive of the game, 60-yarder to Alex Rodriguez, then threw 2 picks. Got benched, came back out, got the football, running the football well, scored on 2 touchdown runs, and then set up the final touchdown scored by Brian Leon. And then the defense did the job. Pawtucket's defense going to be big. And again, depth, having guys that come in. A guy gets hurt, guy comes in. I mean, how hard is Ironman football to play? I mean, it's really that much easier when you have guys who can come in and sub you in if someone's hurt.
Exactly. It's key because, I mean, again, we're talking 22 players on the field, right? So offense, defense, you see like a lot of the smaller programs their offensive tackle is the nose guard, or he's playing up front too, and you see by the end of the game, without that depth, if you can actually have starters on offense and defense and just let them specialize and do their thing, it makes all the difference in the world.
Yeah, Moses Brown, 22 guys on their roster, I think 23, and we kind of saw the depth hurt him, but that's going to be a team to watch out for. Eric Jeffries, I'm telling you, budding superstar. Remember the name Taven Tondro. Kid had a big game in this loss, but he's gonna be in for big things. Got to get a little size on the kid so he can play some linebacker. But great job at receiver in that game. But that wasn't the only big debut we had in high school football in Rhode Island. The Matt LaRoche era starts off with a bang, a 28-21 win over Barrington at Pierce Field. Barrington playing there as their stadium gets built. I mean, I can't imagine the pressure LaRoche is under. Your head coach leaves. He goes to the NFL. Now you got to take over this program that's been his for the past 10, 12 years. I mean, how tough is that for someone to kind of step in and do that?
Well, it's a big challenge, but I think as you sort of noted, I mean, they build the foundation, right? So they've got a great foundation of success at that level, Division I level. So, I mean, they've always had, last year they had the quarterback running back combination that was anyone would want to have. So I think that there's a foundation for them to build upon. And I think, again, Josh did a great job, and it's kind of crazy that he's, with the Jaguars now, but, I wish him nothing but the best because it's just great for, I think, Rhode Island football in general to have NFL success.
Yeah, you talk about the quarterback, Evan Spencer, who graduated, was Gatorade Player of the Year. He's at the University of Rhode Island right now, but they've got a replacement. Jaden Rabbit, 3 touchdowns in the game, all-state, all-name team for sure.
Right.
Kid like Rabbit, you got to be fast, but I think we're going to see that running game come together, and that's going to be a big thing for the Cumberland Clippers. Their rivals, though, also a big debut for them. Woonsocket, brand new high school football field up in Woonsocket. I don't know. Barry Field, JP, I know you've been to Barry Field.
Anytime.
What's your fondest memory of Barry Field? Was it the patchy turf or the dry dirt everywhere?
I think there was a Thanksgiving game maybe like 4 or 5 years ago that was like, it was the day after a monsoon, and it was just like, the muck and it just, suffice it to say, it didn't dry very well, but it was, I think I lost a pair of good boots on that day. So, that was my favorite Barry Field memory.
A new stadium, it's incredible for the city. The city needs, obviously struggling, needs something. You have a diamond like this for the whole city to kind of gather around. Bill Koch was covering the game for the Providence Journal there. Totally pretty big crowd showed up. They got a win against Pilgrim. I mean, how much do you think a stadium like that can just change the community, change the program, and kind of bring people together on Friday nights?
Well, I think that's the thing. Like, you think about East Providence now. They used to be at Pierce. Now they have their own stadium, and the facilities there are great. You look at some of the programs that have invested into their schools, it makes a huge difference. And again, for the community, for the kids that want to stay in town and, maybe not go to – there are other options out there, some private school options.
We're not going to mention those.
Right, exactly. But, to have that at home on a Friday night, it's great. It's wonderful for high school football in Rhode Island.
For me, maybe the biggest thing, I've heard there's food trucks there. So I now have to go to a game on Friday night to check out the food trucks. One of the cities where I know the food is always good, Johnston,
yes.
A budding superstar in the making. Ethan Archambault, remember the name. Kid is a freshman. Came out gunslinger. Absolutely. I've seen a lot of freshmen play. The kid had confidence through the roof. How tough is it when you're a 14-year-old kid playing varsity football?
It's at that position too. I mean, it's I think maybe like a skill position like running back, wide receiver, maybe there's a little less stress. But when you're taking the snaps and everyone's looking to you to lead the team, it's a lot. It's a lot for a 14-year-old to do it. But I think I was thinking of Westerly's Landon Huster. Yep. And he did the same thing, and he's just getting better and better every year. So this is going to be a big, it's great because Johnson's they've had some explosive offensive players in the last couple of years, but I mean, to have a freshman that you can build around for the next 4 seasons, it's going to be great.
And the sneaky part about it, who's he working with? Tom Santori.
Yes.
One of the greatest offensive coordinators the state's ever seen, one of the greatest coaches the state's ever had, played the position, played at the University of Rhode Island, has developed some really good players. When you have a coach at that level, how important is that for a kid to kind of gravitate toward that, take those lessons? I mean, what can a coach like that do for a player like Archambault?
Well, you think about the Patriots, right? Everyone's talking about like Drake May in his second year, who's going to be offensive coordinator, and his relationship with Josh McDaniels, right? So it's like it's vital to have that, just to have that sounding board, just someone, when things are going well, it's great. When they're not going well, you need somebody to kind of lean on and to kind of rely upon, and that's having that coach there to kind of guide you through, especially at that position. It's priceless.
Well, the tools are there. The rest is going to be up to Mr. Archambault to see what he can do. And it's going to be really fun to watch. It's going to be really fun to find out how long they're going to let me keep doing this if I'm running long. First segment of the first show out of the boat. That's it. We're done with the first segment. We're going to come back. We're going to talk to you about the game of the week, Mount Hope Classical. Unbelievable way to start the season. We'll be back in a minute. Well, hopefully you stuck around through that break and you're back for our second segment here on the Blitz Breakdown. It's me, it's JP Smollins. We're talking football and the game of the week from week 1. I called it a Super Bowl preview. Is it too early to say that in week 1? Maybe, but I do dumb things all the time. Classical beats Mount Hope 18-17. The game was played at Kickamuit Middle School, which I guess is where Mount Hope used to play before it was Mount Hope and when it was Warren and blah, blah, blah. But it was a grass field. It was an unbelievable tough football game. Is that the kind of game you're looking for? Like, you're starting the season. You kind of just want to punch you in the mouth kind of game as any team. You want to play on grass. Is grass better than turf?
Grass is much better than turf, of course. Yeah, and I think I played baseball game there when they were. I think it was Bristol High School back then.
I don't know. I tried looking up histories. I'm not. They said Warren. I barely knew where Warren was at this point. So I got there safely. Thank you GPS.
Yeah,
but a big matchup for sure. Classical. A lot of questions. They graduated Jordan Duke, one of the best offensive players the state's ever seen. Parker Howley though gained some value experience. Now he has this whole new look offense. JP again, not to age us. We grew up in an era where run was the thing. Now it's pass. How important is it to have a quarterback back with some experience, especially with the explosive receivers that Classical has?
Well, and that's the last couple of years. I mean, think of Marquise Buchanan, right? So he was all everything, and now is starring at URI as well too. But having that quarterback position sort of established, and I think Parker's kind of been in the system, and I think his name's escaping me now. The quarterback that had Daniel, you've got to help me out. I'm spacing. I can see.
Don't worry,
Daniel Carlin.
There
Daniel
we go.
All right.
There's a poll.
Yes, got it. So I think they've had a nice offense. They spread the ball around. I mean, you get the athletes, you put them out in space and let them make plays, and that's what's been happening. And of course, Jordan was he was a handful in a lot of different ways. I mean, freshman year, you're like, okay, this kid is, he's gonna be a problem, and he was. And again, URI, the road to Kingston comes through. It's starting to.
Well, here's something you're gonna like to hear. As a former offensive lineman, I talked to Mount Hope coach Shane Parker before the game, and the thing he told me that stuck with me, I'm like, what's the key to this game? He goes, we got to win with violence. They were trying to pound the football, and that's really kind of become their identity. There's nothing fancy about Mount Hope. They're not going to sling it around, and they showed it the whole game, running between the tackles. What does that do for a team when you're just say, hey, we're just gonna fight, we're gonna battle, we're gonna hang tough? Do you really have to have that mentality to go out there and just say, okay, this is going to be ugly, but we're going to do it this way?
That's, again, the mindset, and you establish that, and the whole culture is kind of built in from it, right? And I think it goes both ways too, because I mean, if you're running and pounding and driving offensively, then defensively you're going to play the same way, right? You're going to be tough. You're going to try to make all the tackles and lay the wood, if you like, right, on the opposing players, and it's a mindset. So, and Shane's built that program up. They're really starting to make some moves. Again, if it's a Super Bowl preview, that would be fabulous. That'd be another great game. But I'm sure there'll be a lot of other teams that will have something to say about it. But again, that mindset of running the football and just playing tough. Being tough.
Well, for me, I go to games. I'm a dummy. I want to see points. Let's just score 1,000,000 points, and that's fun. This game was not that. It was kind of gross to start. One of the big surprises, a freshman kicker from Mount Hope, Jake Mancieri. They went for a field goal, 47-yarder. I'm like, what a dumb decision this is. Kid buried it. So keep an eye out for that name. That's a kid who can boot the ball. They're up 10-6. Robert Annis scores his second touchdown of the game, first play of the fourth quarter. I'm like, this game's over. Mount Hope's winning. They got the grind, and everything looks good. And then all of a sudden, Jacoby Tavares takes the kickoff, gets a little wiggle in him, gets outside, hits the right sideline. Kid was gone. Touchdown. And the momentum changed. Is it really that easy sometimes, whereas one play, especially on special teams, can just flip a game around?
Well, they always say there's three aspects: offense, defense, special teams, right? And the special teams that momentum, that swing, it's everything. And it just, I mean, you could start to feel it in the stadium. Like, fans are like, oh boy, we thought this one, like you said, was in the bag. And then all of a sudden, like, I don't know here. And yeah, you give a team like Classical opportunities to rally and come back. It's challenging. It's difficult.
So all of a sudden, we're in this one-score game. Mount Hope offense gets out there, 3 and out.
Yeah.
Classical gets the ball. You kind of felt what was going to come next, but I was shocked to see who it was. Here's another name to learn that I'm probably going to butcher on the pronunciation. I tried. The kid already told me how to say it. Tamid Mashoud. He is a running back.
Okay.
Played soccer last year. This is his first year of organized football. Good size, speed. I asked him after the game, I'm like, what was it like first time you got hit? He was like, it took a little bit getting used to, but I kind of got used to it. Kid can see the field well. Yep. Goes up there, takes him down the field, scores a 9-yard touchdown run, flipped the game around. Yep. I mean, again, you're a lineman. You've been in running back rooms. You know what it takes to play the position. How hard is it to play when you've never played a game of football before?
Well, and again, like the football soccer thing, that's very rare. I mean, I think the only time you would see that is maybe like a kicker would come out, like he'd be the kicker on the soccer team and would come out for football at some point in time. But yeah, I mean, never having that experience and just, I mean, it's quite a show. And obviously, I mean, there's a lot of opportunity in the backfield now that Jordan's moved on. So
the kid made the most of it. I'll tell you what. He came in there. I was impressed because you're not going to replace Jordan Duke. You're just not going to. He's generational type talent. But Mashoud, you kind of look at it, you're like, well, if he can somehow get 15, 20 pounds on his frame, he's going to be really tough next year once he gains this experience. But he's going to change that offense. But the thing that stood out to me in this game is defense. Classical, we know classical. Yeah. Offense, points, it's fun. But defense is the difference maker. And their defense showed me a little something. They still need to be tougher up front, but I mean, the defense is coming together. And I mean, it's more important later in the year than now, correct?
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. Because when the weather starts to change, right, and it gets colder and it gets, I mean, who knows what kind of weather you're going to get out there, rain, snow, whatever. So yeah, having that defense that can lock somebody down and again, talk about the 3 and out. Mount Hope needed 1 first down. That game would have probably been over, but Classical, they bared down and they got it done. They gave their offensive chance.
Mount Hope upset in the way they played. Mm-hmm. I talked to Shane Parker after the game. They struggled a little bit with practice during the week. He had a little iffy feeling coming in, but I think we saw how tough this team is. There's been some struggles for the Huskies over the last few years, but now they have this identity that Parker's helped establish. They're big, they're tough, they're strong. I don't know that they're built to win games in September, but I don't know that I'm picking against them come November. They're going to be that's a team I don't think anyone's going to want to face after you've been hit in the mouth all year. Now you got to go up against these guys who are out there, as Coach said, to play with violence. That's going to be tough. Yeah.
I look forward to it.
It's going to be fun to watch to see how that goes out. Playoffs. I don't want to think about playoffs yet. It's still warm. It's still nice. We got plenty of football to play. We got one more segment left on the show, so we're getting to breaks early now. I'm figuring this out. Day 1. Blitz Breakdown. Thanks for tuning in segment 2. Next up, what are going to be the games to watch in week 2? And who are we taking to win? We're going to get to that in a minute. Welcome back, everyone. The Blitz Breakdown. We're going at it. We've gotten through 2 segments. We got one last. We're going to talk about week 2, the 5 biggest games. Plus, I'm going to make JP Smollins get into the pick game this week. We're going to see who he's going to take to win. You guys harass me all the time. Rueb, who you taking? Rueb, who you taking? You know where to find those picks. ProvidenceJournal.com. I'm going to give you 5 of them here, but we're going to get Mr. Smollins in to make a couple picks as well. And the biggest game for me this week, without a doubt, Westerly, East Providence, at East Providence High School, not the high school that I went to. It's much nicer there now, but it is going to be one heck of a ball game. What's the biggest thing that stands out for you in this game?
The quarterback, Landon. He's been there since freshman year, and I haven't not had a chance because they were out of state last week. They put up some 63 points.
60 in the first half, or 50 in the first half.
50 in the first half.
Casual 5 touchdowns, 4 touchdowns in the game. No big deal for him.
And East Providence got a pretty good quarterback
Jake
as well,
Duarte, playing some football.
Right, one of our nominees for Player of the Week this week.
Didn't make our list, but that's a controversy I'm not going to dive into quite yet. But we will have those things fixed later. The big thing for me in this game is Westerly's ability to stop the run. They lost a ton of linemen. Andre Adams, one of their big guys last year. If they don't stop the run, they're going to get killed. Bottom line, East Providence going to run some more. Duarte's experience, it's going to be huge. Who are you taking? Who you got? No, you can't. Come on, no waffling.
I think I got to take the home team. I think I got to take East Providence. A Friday night, week 2 of the season, right?
I can get behind that pick.
I mean, it's a long bus ride, and you got to pack a lunch from Westerly,
Yep, so. And you got to go over the bridge. I'm an East Providence guy. I went to East Providence, graduated. Yeah. East Providence still an elite spot, and I think they're a very good team. I think they're going to be in the Super Bowl, but I'm taking Westerly in this game. Their offense is clicking so good, and I whenever I see really good quarterback play, and I worry about how secondaries are going to go. So we're going to take the Bulldogs. Hopefully that doesn't get me banned from East Providence because I do like seeing my parents every now and then. So another big game on the schedule for the week. Pawtucket and West Warwick, I didn't think this was going to be an interesting game. Then Pawtucket won. West Warwick hung with East Providence. I mean, I feel like these two teams are two teams that they kind of have the same identity. They're just going to play good, tough football.
Well, and the problem, if you don't want to start the season 0-2, right? It's a big hole to dig out of. So I think they're both going to be pretty. I mean, obviously West Warwick will be a little desperate, and I think that Pawtucket, obviously, hopefully they learned a lot from the opening night or opening afternoon, I should say, and hopefully the bus will get there on time. That's that problem. That's going to be a very interesting matchup. Do you want me to pick it?
Well, first, I mean, for me, this game's about discipline. Who plays smarter? Pawtucket, they're known to get penalties. It happens. They need to avoid them like they did in the second half last week. West Warwick, same thing. A little bit undisciplined at times. A lot of new skill guys. I like the way this team runs the football. For me, you know what? I'll go first here, JP.
Yeah.
I really want to take Pawtucket in this game just because it's recency bias. I just saw them.
Yeah.
But with what West Warwick did last week against East Providence, I'm taking the Wizards. I'm just going to go Wizards and be like, all right, we're going to ride with that.
Okay.
Who you got?
I'm going to take Pawtucket.
Okay. We haven't agreed on one thing yet. This is great.
Good. Yeah.
This is good.
Contrarian. That's what I'm
Just forget when everyone does watch this. The Blitz Breakdown will be 100% then on correct predictions.
Right. Yeah.
Another big game going on in Warwick. Hendricken.
Yes.
Hosting Cumberland. Hendricken just got throttled by a team from Killingly, Connecticut. They were huge. They were fast. They were quick. Hendricken's offense, though, put up huge numbers. Jabari Jackson, all-state defensive back, he might be a weapon on offense, and I am curious to see how that's going to translate. Obviously, every team in the state gets up to play Hendricken. Who are you taking here? What stands out about this game, and what are you looking for? Who are you taking?
Well, I think until you got to be the champ, you got to beat the champ, right? So I think Hendricken is going to be favored in that, and I think honestly too, playing the schedule that they play, the out-of-state schedule, same with LaSalle, like the teams that they play, they get tested in a lot of different ways. So I think they're going to come probably hungry after that loss and want to make a statement for the state. And of course, Jeremy Seedy is just.
Yeah. I know. I like it. We casually talk about Hendricken and don't mention the kid who's going to Army to play college football. Right. Hendricken wins with their line. Their defense, though, I think is the best part. Yes, they gave up 1 billion points last week to Killingly. That Killingly team's really good. Yeah. Would win every Super Bowl the state has. But defensively, I think that's their biggest thing. I love Cumberland's offensive line. They got a potential future star, Connor Boudreau. Sophomore, kid's incredible. The offense, I think, is going to take some time to grow as they got these new skill guys in. I'm taking the Hawks because I'm taking them until I see them lose to a team from Rhode Island. We're on the same page there?
Same page on that one. Yeah, 100%.
That might hurt our chances to have a perfect show, but we'll find out. Saturday, we got 2 monster games. Central, St. Raphael. I believe the game's at Conley Stadium on Saturday afternoon. A nice 1 o'clock start. If there's one thing I know about Central, they don't like playing anybody except the big teams. And when they get to play the big teams, they play a different brand of football. A lot of defense in this game, at least on the Central side. I don't know. Are we going to see a lot of scoring in this one, or is this going to be?
Well, I get to see
St. Ray's just put up 40.
Yeah, I get to see them play
Coventry.
Coventry, Friday night. And you mentioned the running back is Eddie Germain.
Jonathan Germain, one of our future breakout stars.
Yes, you described him as Moses Muse-like, and I knew exactly who you're talking about as soon as he got handed the ball. I think second half they came out. He had like a 25-yard run, and then
I think he had a casual 110 on 9 carries or something.
And then our other player of the week nominee, Onassis
Soriano.
Yes, 3 touchdowns. So he caught a.
Were you there for the 99-yarder?
No, I wasn't there for the 99.
I heard about the 99-yarder. I need a clip of it now. I need it from someone. Needs to send it to me. I want to see it.
Mine was only 35 yards.
Yeah,
I think it was the second one of the day. I think he scored one more.
But this game with that offense,
right?
Kia Sunnyway, one of the best defensive backs in the state, if not the best. Him and Jabari can fight over it. Yeah. But I'm interested to see how that matchup's going to be. But do you lean on defense or do you take the offense in this game?
Again, I saw them, so I'm kind of leaning St. Ray's because they are explosive and they've got a veteran quarterback who's been in the program now. I think it's his 3rd year start.
Yep.
Yeah, so he's that veteran quarterback thing it's such a nice thing to have as a coach. So I think that I would lean toward the veteran quarterbacks, high explosive offense.
Just say it.
St. Ray's.
All right. Here, clip this. Mike Washington. I really think I really think the Knights are going to be a very good football team this year. I'm going with St. Ray's. St. Ray's are going to put up points in this one. It's going to be a track meet, and that's what St. Ray's wants. Central's defense, I still think, will be one of the best by the end of the year, but I'm going with the Saints in this one. Mike Washington, everyone's going to yell at me on Saturday, but that's okay. Last game of the week, Saturday, another monster, LaSalle at North Kingstown. I don't know if JP can pick this one. He's a little biased. We all know that. But, I mean, this is Dan Copen's first taste of Rhode Island high school football.
And North Kingstown is probably still smarting from that loss to Hendricken a couple of weeks ago. So I think that they're going to be amped up for this one. Because obviously, I mean, the Division I standings will start to like jockey themselves around. So I think that North Kingstown they'll be ready. They'll be ready to play. But obviously, LaSalle's, they've started off. I don't know. I wouldn't say better than I would have.
2-0 right now. That's not bad.
Like, no, not bad. And, again, playing quality opponents from out of the state. So I think that the Dan Copen, the era has begun on the right foot, and I don't see them.
This sounds like a LaSalle pick.
Yeah, I think it's going to be LaSalle. They're
all right.
home. It's a Saturday.
I want to take North Kingstown so bad in this game because I really believe in what they have. Experienced quarterback. I love all their receivers. Greg Kerwin, I think, is going to be a megastar in the state by the time he's graduated. Only a sophomore right now. This defense played great. But LaSalle is playing with momentum, and they're playing good. I really think Skippers are a team, like, I should pick them, and I should, but I'm a coward. I am a coward. Clip that one, too. Coward Eric Rueb. I'm going to take LaSalle, and who knows? We'll find out on Saturday night. The stands are going to be packed at North Kingstown High School, much like they were for Hendricken, and hopefully every single one of those people will have watched the Blitz Breakdown. Our first episode in the books. We're done.
Yes.
Hopefully they'll have the lights on for us next week in week 2. JP, thanks for coming along for the ride today.
Thanks for having me. It was a pleasure.
We're going to be doing this again all season long. WPRI bringing you the Blitz Breakdown. Guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for downloading. We'll catch you next week.
This is the